After the spiderweb drone attack by Ukraine on the Tu-95 bomber, Russia responded with cruise missile strikes launched from none other than this very platform, the same Tu-95. We'll also take a look at Russia responds with the Kinzhal missile fired from a MiG-31 Foxhound. And not to forget Russia's Oreshnik ballistic missile, also called a hazelnut, all in the video ahead. Moscow launched a large-scale missile and drone barrage back at Ukraine. Over 400 drones and around 40 cruise missiles slammed into Kyiv and surrounding regions, causing significant civilian devastation, including power cuts and metro outages. Russian intelligence and surveillance identify high-value targets in Ukraine. 40 targets infrastructure, airbases, energy systems. Interestingly, the Ukrainians are still being targeted by Russia's remaining Tu-95 strategic bombers. Flight paths are carefully chosen to avoid Ukrainian air defenses, with the bombers usually staying within Russian airspace or flying over the Caspian Sea to remain out of range. Once within striking distance, the Tu-95 launches multiple Kh-101 cruise missiles, each with a range of up to 3,500 kilometers, which is about 2,100 miles, in a single sortie. These missiles fly at low altitudes, hugging the terrain to avoid radar detection, and are guided by GLONASS, Russia's satellite navigation system, for precise targeting. Depending on their flight path, the missiles can hit targets deep inside Ukraine, including major cities like Kyiv, Lviv, or Odessa. These strikes are often part of coordinated salvos, sometimes launched alongside Iranian-made Shahed 136 drones to overwhelm and confuse Ukrainian air defense systems. But to understand why the Russians still use the Tu-95, we need to take a closer look at it. A total of 8 Kh-101 missiles can be carried on 4 double missile pylons, along with 6 Kh-55 missiles in the internal rotary launcher. But they also have the Kh-101 long-range standoff weapon launched by bomber aircraft. It's larger and heavier than the Kh-55 but retains a similar design, including a drop-down engine. Externally, it shares similarities with the US AGM-158 JASSM, though the Russian missile has significantly greater range. The Kh-101 can be armed with a conventional or tactical warhead and has a range of about 3,000 kilometers. Depending on the version, the missile weighs 2,200 to 2,400 kilograms and carries a 400 to 450 kilogram warhead. On top of that, the Bear can carry 6 missiles internally in its rotary launcher and more Kh-55s externally under overload flight conditions. Russia is also expected to launch the feared Oreshnik missiles at heavily defended Ukrainian military targets. These heavy weapons are necessary because Caliber and other cruise missiles can often be intercepted by Ukraine's Patriot missile defense systems. But the Oreshnik is a whole different ballgame. Its speed, range, and power make it far more difficult to stop. This can penetrate Ukrainian air defense system at hypersonic speed, destroying everything in its path. The missile design incorporates 3 distinct stages. The first stage consists of mobile thrusters, which help move the missile, and it is filled with solid fuel. Just above it is the second stage, followed by the third and final stage, which holds 6 warheads, each with their own engine. This design enables the missile to deliver a powerful payload over long distances with remarkable precision, weighing up to 50 tons at launch and carrying the warhead payload of 1.3 tons. The Oreshnik missile has a range of 4,000 to 6,000 kilometers. This is capable of hitting all over Europe. What's particularly fascinating is that this missile is equipped with a sophisticated MIRV, multiple independently target-able reentry vehicle system, capable of deploying approximately 6 warheads. These 6 re-entry vehicles are reportedly based on American designs. Although much of the technical information remains classified, here is what we know so far. The missile itself is launched from a self-propelled platform equipped with a 12x12 wheel configuration, allowing for significant mobility. The TEL Transport Erector Launcher System supports a cold launch method. Let's take a look at what is a cold launch system. A cold launch is a type of missile that is ejected from its launch tube or canister using an initial burst of compressed gas or a small explosive charge before its main rocket engine ignites. This launch method contrasts with hot launch systems like the THAAD or Patriot, where the missile's main engine fires while it is still inside the launch tube or canister. This cold launch technique reduces wear on the launcher and minimizes the risk of launch site detection. Additionally, the TEL is equipped with advanced hydraulics for stabilization and precise alignment of the missile before launch, ensuring accurate trajectory initiation. The system also integrates secure communications and command links with Russia's strategic rocket forces, enabling coordinated fire missions. Speaking of targeted attacks, even our devices are always under attack from viruses and scammers, like this email alert tool as shown here. Now take a look at my Netflix account. As you can see, I'm currently in Norway. To switch to a US server, all I have to do is click here, refresh, and boom, you're now accessing Netflix US. Beyond that, it includes a robust antivirus software to shield your devices from viruses, malware, and tracking by ads, bots, or third parties. Finally, with Surfshark VPN, a single subscription covers not just you, but also your friends or even your entire city if you wanted. Go to our link surfshark.com/AITele. By buying through the promo link, you will get 4 extra months free, assured by a 30-day money-back guarantee. At the front of the re-entry vehicle is the fuse and the nose, which are critical for its aerodynamic performance and functional operation. Directly behind the nose is the contact sensor, along with the arming and fusing system. This system ensures the warhead is armed and ready to detonate at the correct moment upon reaching its target. Moving further back, we find the warhead compartment. This section can house a nuclear warhead, making the vehicle a potential tool for strategic deterrence or offense, depending on its intended use. One of the critical features of this re-entry vehicle is its ability to maneuver and change direction while traveling at extremely high speeds. To achieve this, the vehicle is equipped with 2 spin nozzles located at specific points on its structure, and a spin gas generator which provides the propulsion necessary for such precise movements. Finally, the guidance system plays a vital role in ensuring the vehicle reaches its intended target. This is facilitated by a GLONASS antenna, which utilizes satellite navigation technology to guide the vehicle accurately to its destination. But the Russians have also been using a lot of this semi-hypersonic missile, so let's take a deep dive into it. The missile requires a launch platform such as the MiG-31 Foxhound, a long-range supersonic interceptor, with an astonishing speed of Mach 1.4. Once in position, the pilot releases the missile and the protective cap is ejected at a safe distance. After a few seconds, the missile's engines ignite and it accelerates to supersonic speeds. This next part is complex as little is publicly known. We can consider 3 possible versions of how the missile might function. In the first version, the missile's first stage engages, allowing the final stage to travel toward the target in a random or zigzag path to evade radar. Combined with hypersonic speed and a warhead, it delivers significant damage upon impact. In the second version, a nuclear warhead could be attached. The missile might eject its cover and deploy the warhead, reducing weight and allowing it to travel a longer distance in a random trajectory. In the third version, the missile may fly directly to its target without disengaging the first stage, using only its fins and guidance system, similar to a conventional missile. We also make original engineering content, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos.